Isiama. Ngwam. That's all. Ibon na-agụ. Aka ya mma. Abio. N'ụzọ. How do you know that? It's fairy tale. Anything is possible, no matter how you put it. It doesn't matter. What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faith. Where we encourage us to live our life and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth. I'm personally encouraging you to live and enjoy your life because it is your life. Okay? I'm sharing what I titled Many, Few, and the Children. So it's three things I'm sharing about many, few, and the children. Trying to show you how, how I can decode the Bible and use it to expose or reveal or make known the hidden truths, because some of our people or most of our people believe the lie, and they say that the Bible is the history of Africa. You know, the Bible is not the history of Africa. The Bible is a work of fiction. Then the content in it were stolen from ancient texts, our texts, and plagiarized. So there's no truth in the Bible. There is no original truth in the Bible. It's a work of fiction full of allegories, fairy tales, and all that. But they force us. I mean, when I say us, our ancestors, that's us, to believe in it. So earlier I shared that I said that the first black Muslim or the first black Christian was at the end of the whip, that they beat us into accepting Islam and Christianity in Africa. We have nothing to do with Islam and Christianity. They are evil. They are good people that invaded us, because good people are evil and evil people are good. All of them coming from their God, who creates good and evil and the calamities, and allowing it, and influencing people, allowing people to do wicked things to other people. That's why I say that godly people are evil. So the many, if you read the Bible, or they always say, if you listen to Christians, they will always say you many are called, but few are chosen. And you hear some people that say they believe in spirituality or they are awakened, but they believe in spirituality. They also quote that now talking about somebody, you are called. If you are awakened, it's because you are chosen, all that bullshit. So you hear many saying it, many are called, but few are chosen. The truth is this: nobody is called. The truth is that many were caught. It's talking about Africans. Many were caught, not called. If you claiming that you are in spirituality, somebody call you, know you have been caught. Or you're in Christianity or in Islam, you say that Allah called you or God called you or Jehovah called you, you have been caught. I was caught, once caught like that when I was saying that I'm a believer. I mean, I'm a preacher of the gospel. I'm an evangelist, and I went about preaching God of Israel and Jesus Christ of Nazareth as my God, as my Lord, and as my Savior. And I was preaching it everywhere. And you see, even small children preaching God, preaching Jesus, based on what they were taught growing up. I know in Anglican church how I used to act in concert or drama, we call it concert. You see me acting, I've acted Job, I've acted King. So that maybe that's the area I would have pursued in life. But I was stubborn, so I was chasing money, and that one flew away. But I was into that. I was memorizing and reciting the Bible. People gather. I remember the place I recited. I memorized and recited was Deuteronomy chapter 22. Where he said that a man should not put on what belongs to a woman, a woman should. So, and in that, I say the interpretation they gave to me to memorize and recite is, that time a man should not braid his hair like a woman. But, remember, I was doing all that not because I have knowledge of what I was saying, but because it was written and given to me, and I was reciting it. And that's what they did. So the Bible is for the slaves, made by the slave master. It's a slave manual to make the slaves good slaves. Because with the Bible, they will hold onto delusion and hallucination as reality or as real or as what will come to pass, what will happen. They begin to believe that the book is holy. They begin to believe the book is a prophetic book. Why it is not? It's just a work of fiction. So when they say many are called, it's a lie. Nobody is called. Many are caught is a historical fact. You can prove it. Many were caught in Africa, taken from Africa to Europe to America. They were kidnapped. They were not sold by their brethren. But the brethren that were later used to capture and sell them were first converted. They are not real Africans no more. There's no real African that is a Christian. There's no real African that is a Muslim. So they used the Mohammedan army. That's the Africans they converted into Islam. They used them to capture other Africans. That's why they keep telling you, oh, your ancestors were capturing and selling what I know. They did. They came, converted some of our people, and used them to continue their evil business they call slavery. Africans weren't into slave trade before white people came. Check the dates of the history they taught you. Check. And the things you can see will show you there was no slaves building anything in Egypt. No people coming around. If you read Genesis chapter 11, verse 1 to 5, you will see how we were building, how we were living and building before they came. We didn't need any God, no spirituality. We all have science, knowledge. We come together, we plan, we say, let us do this, we plan it, and we do it. But they gave us Abrahamic religion, teaching us faith, the hope, and the love. So you see, as slaves, we have faith in God we have not seen, serving the God of our slave master, believing that that God is real, that God will come someday and deliver us. They give us hope, so we don't have plan. We keep hoping somehow miracle will happen. Somehow it will work out. You may not know how, but it will happen. Hope, hope, making us good slaves. Then also they taught us love. Oh, God loves you. You have to love one another, especially your enemies. Love your enemies. And we begin to love. We think that love is the part of life or something you must do. Oh, love is evil. It's people that taught us love that invaded and enslaved us. They went to Africa and get human cargo from Africa to Europe and America and taught you that lie. You grew up believing that lie, that your ancestors or Africans were kidnapping and selling their brethren before the white men came. I engaged one of them in an argument yesterday, and they're really washing through. And every time they come out, I say, he said, okay, give me a historical documented evidence of what you're saying. I say, are you new? See what is happening in Ukraine. Is that African doing that? Oh. Okay, how about the Great Sphinx and the pyramids? I said, go to their museums. Well, you're asking me for evidence. Go to their museums. Who built those things there? Our ancestors. But this is what some white people still doing. They hate to hear the truth. They say that we are low IQ people. Low IQ people. I asked him, have you seen bank robbers or robbers going to rob empty bank? If we are low IQ people, white people would have not come to force us into slavery. We were building everything for them. Initially, they were hiring us. Hiring. Then after they said they will take it by force because they are evil. Evil is in them. Our people thought they were normal human beings like us, only color different, but no, we begin to entertain them as strangers. Then they turn, that's why we should stop entertaining strangers. Treat them as strangers as they are. Don't treat strangers like yourself. They gave you that lie telling you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's bullshit. That's what caused our ancestors, our heritage, or our originality, our science, what everything we gave the world. So they make you believe that. Now you see that the invaders and the enslavers now are tagged saints. They are the saints. Those people they invaded and enslaved, they are evil. That's why you see Africans believing that their ancestors were evil or committed evil. They need to confess their sins and accept their God, the God of Israel. So there was no God of Africa, but God of Israel. Africa, they say, oh, Africans have gods and goddesses, which are lies. Oh, they were worshiping different gods. Lies. But many of us believe that. They were honoring their, they were like, you know how you honor your fathers and mothers. That's what they were doing. But they said they were worshiping idols, strange gods. No. Nature is not strange to Africa. Our parents are not strange to us. So we pay homage to our ancestors. We pay homage to nature. They are not strange things. They are not imaginary things you made up. No, they are right there. Then they saw they were worshiping the sun. They were worshiping demons. No. Those who are worshiping demons are those who are worshiping invisible gods and goddesses you cannot see. If you can see it, it is natural. It's not spiritual. Whether they are your dead ancestors and you can still see them, it's not spiritual. It is natural. There's no spiritual world where they are existing. They are part of you. You are part of them. So that's how they succeeded. After they converted us, they make us worse than themselves. Now we turn. How do we become worse than themselves? Although they are evil, they acknowledge their evil ancestors. But they converted. They make us to be also worshiping their evil ancestors, calling them saints. Saint this, Saint Valentine, Saint Philip, Saint all that. You know, their evil ancestors, even the ones they made up, they make us begin to worship them. And seeing our own ancestors, even seeing our own ancestors in the dream, make us have nightmare. We call it nightmare, and we begin to bind and cast out evil spirit. Our own ancestors that look like us, but they scare us. Ikwiku isi na isi nwa ya na-atụ ya egwu, ọ bịa ya mụrụ ya. You see your own self in your dream, in your vision, in your revelation. You don't care about the message they want to pass to you. You just bind and cast them out in the name of spiritual warfare, spiritual nonsense. There's nothing spiritual about us. They turn us into slaves. We are the many that are captured, that are caught, not called. Nobody's called anywhere under the sun. Anyone that claim they are called are ignorant of what they're doing. But these evil people, they came. We were quiet and secure people, having everything we need. We don't need any external help or assistance. We don't. We were living our life as a people, not bothering anyone and no one bothering us until these evil people came out. I like the way somebody put it. He said, when we were building those great things, there was no Europe anywhere found. So they begin to spring up as evil they are. Because they are animals and they begin to come. When you read Judges chapter 18, verse 10 and verse 27 to 28, you will understand this thing perfectly. People of lies, they were living their life, Africans, they were living their life quiet and secure. There was no king to put them to shame. They don't. How can you say you are human beings that are intelligent beings and you have king over you? King is slave owner, slave trader, and it's strange to us. It's strange to Africa. King is not African stuff. But many of us have been indoctrinated and brainwashed. We think, we were kings and queens before they came. No, we were not. We were human beings before they came. Then they converted us. Matthew 23, verse 15. They converted us and made us worse than them. We abandoned our own ancestors for them. Then we also hate ourselves and love them as our enemies. The invaders, the enslavers are now saints, and we are sinners. They say we are sinners. You have to confess. If you don't repent and confess your sin, you will go to hell. If you don't accept Jesus as your Lord, you will go to hell. Muhammad or death. Islam or death. You see Africans still fighting themselves, killing themselves, hating themselves for these religions handed down to them, forced down to them by their slave masters, Arabs and the Europeans. And they want us to accept it that way. That's why you see some of our brethren, when they see how we are suffering or how deep our poverty and the shame is, they be like, oh, we will never wake up. Just let it be like that. No, I rather die than continue living that way. You keep living like slaves. That's why you are still living like slaves. Slaves are not building anything for themselves. They are calling it fiction. They are calling allegories a reality. And that's the world they want to live in. Oh, there is heaven I'm going to. There is hell you will go to for not loving me or for not caring for me. Slaves having slave mentality. They tell you the last will be first and the first will be last. That's exactly what they did. The Europeans were the last. We were living millions of years before they came out from the cave. Now they are the first. They are the one everywhere. Who are the world power? They are the one. You see what is happening in Ukraine? Do you know that what many white people are saying is this? They don't expect this thing not supposed to be happening in Europe. It's supposed to be happening in the Middle East or Africa. Because some of them, they don't even want to hear their history, their own history, how they became world power, how they became whatever they have, how they become with that. It was Africa, and it is still Africa that made them wealthy through slavery. They forced us, enslaved us. They didn't pay us, and they're still benefiting from it today. The many is the Africans. They were not called, they were caught and enslaved. And those who enslaved them are saying it is their fault that they were enslaved because their ancestors were evil. Low IQs, they don't know nothing. But they are the descendants of great ancient Africans who gave the world everything to them: medicine, mathematics, science, alphabet, everything, husbandry, domesticating animal. Our ancestors taught them that even to take bath, writings, language, we invented all that. Music, we invented all that. Medicine, we invented all that. But today, when you talk about our native doctor, oh, evil, demons, medical doctor, yeah, my son must be a medical doctor. My daughter must be a medical doctor. Native doctor, no, it's evil, it's evil. So now we can use even the traditional medicine that at least you can afford. No, I cannot. And that's why many of us are dying. Because we can't even afford the money to go to be admitted in hospital or to purchase some drugs. So even our own local medicine is not that well developed no more. But the medicine you have is we are the one that taught the world that. The few, they talk about the few, say the few are chosen. Chosen by who? The few are among the slaves. The slave master went among the slaves and picked few, chose few, and made them supervisors. They made them supervisors to be snitching on their own brethren. They are called ministers of God. Slave catchers. That's the right word I always use. They say they are going for soul winning. They are slave catchers, winning the souls for the Lord. Lord, another word for the Lord is the owner. That's slave owner. So they were chosen among their brethren to snitch on their brethren. They are sellouts. They pretend to be one with their brethren, saying, "Oh, we bring good news. You know, the Lord said this, the Lord said that, God said this, God said that." Then they will hear the plan of their own brethren who are planning to escape the plantation, escape the slavery for their freedom. They will go and tell the slave masters, who will come. Oh, who are the main people who are planning that? Boom, boom. They take them. Some of them they kill them. Some of them they chain them down and beat them to stupor that they can't even think. Maybe they lost their mind from there. They are misguided ministers. They are slave drivers. They are taskmasters. They are slave catchers for our oppressors, the slave masters. You see them as imams in Islam. You see them as pastors in Christianity. You see them as priests or rabbi in Judaism. Abrahamic religions. They use it to convert Africans and keep them good slaves. So they use this one chosen. God chose no one. It's the slave master that chose some among our brethren. For you to understand when they said, many are called, few are chosen. Many Africans were caught and few were chosen to supervise them, to make sure they are working. It's called forced labor. making that taskmaster, making their own bread and forcing them to work. Our slave master, the Lord said, or the master said, you have to make up this. You have to. They beat their own brethren. Say, this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. You shall meditate therein day and night. If you don't do it, you will not have prosperity. You will not have good success. And our people, those choosing among us to be doing this nonsense, they are still doing it in the name of a man, in the name of pastor, in the name of priest or rabbi. Snitching on their own brethren, teaching them lies. They are misguided brethren, teaching you to worship the God of the white man, teaching you to worship the dead white man on the cross you call Jesus. Misguided ministers, our own brethren, choosing among us by our oppressors to be our supervisors. They were choosing to maintain forced labor and thwart our plan for freedom or to escape slavery, to escape torture, to escape the evil in the strange land. They are the slaves among the slaves that oppress the slaves. And when they are just like the poor, oppressing the poor. So they become like the flood that comes in and wipe away the harvest. Whatever plan we are having to escape, they comes in and they wipe it away. They snitch on their brethren, making sure the forced labor continue and making sure we don't escape the slavery. Telling you when you die, you will go to heaven. When you die, you will be rewarded. But now, keep walking. Run the race set before you, so that looking unto Jesus, not unto yourself, not unto your ancestors, but unto Jesus that does not exist, a fictional character. They are also the little foxes that spoils the vine, that ruins our freedom. They spoil our freedom. They spoil our freedom. They ruin our freedom. Little forces, evil people. They are our brethren. You see them put on suit. You see them put on robe. God bless you. God be with you. All that bullshit. They are as evil as our slave masters. We must destroy them by destroying their religion, so their eyes will open and they join us to fight for our freedom. Then children, many, few, and the children. So let me talk about children. Children are not a gift of God. This is one of the things that makes our people. Sometimes when I look at them, I say, why can't these people think? How can you say God is the one that gives children when you are the one having sex and having these children? One of them asked me, okay, there are people that are trying to they are having sex, but it's not happening. So because they have problems, so let them go and fix the problem. Some people have cars not starting. So does that mean the car will not start again? You take it to a mechanic, you fix it, the car will start. Nobody is barren unless you have problem. It's their book that tell you about barrenness. We don't have barren before, because even if it's hard for you to conceive, they know the herb or the root they will give to you, you chew it, you conceive. It's natural. Solution to your problem is from nature. You are natural, and if you have any problem, there is solution for it in the nature where you came from. Is your source and your eternal home. How could you, after having sex, you say you even get married, you know what you went through according to your own tradition to get married, then you have sex with this woman, now you guys have children. You say that God has blessed you with children, or God has blessed you with children. No. Children are not a gift of God. Children are not a gift from any God or gods. Money. Children are not. You have to erase that thing from you, especially you women. You are the one most women are the most people that are driving religion on. Most men would have given up religion a long time ago if not for their women. Especially you mothers. How could you? You know how the man fuck you to get you pregnant and you carry that baby for 9 months and you still get up and still believing that it is God that give you child. Also, they say children is the fruit of the womb. No, children are not the fruit of womb. Children are not fruit of the womb. If children are fruit of the womb, you wouldn't need any man to impregnate you. Womb is just like a container. It does not produce nothing. It carries what is placed in there. When the sperm and the egg get in there, they begin to naturally grow as they're supposed to be in the womb. Womb is just a container. To tell you, you are not the creator. Man is not a creator. Woman is not a creator of another human being. We are not creatures. We are living beings. They lie to you in Psalm 127 verse 3, telling you that children are inheritance from God or gift from God or heritage from God. And the fruit of the womb, his reward is a lie. If God can reward you with what you call fruit of the womb, you wouldn't need any husband. And God can also give man the womb also to reward him. But God cannot make a man pregnant, and God cannot make a woman pregnant. A woman cannot make a man pregnant. A man can make a woman pregnant. It is natural. Yet you see people saying, "Oh no, God gave me this child." You know, when I was pregnant with this child, a prophet come and say, "This is special." That's bullshit. Nobody is more special than any other person. You say, "Oh no, this talent the God's giving is a lie." He only knew how it was, then he began to grow in it. That's how he mastered it. So they got that nothing. It's just like when somebody make money. He said that riches is from God. God gives riches. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. If wealth, if riches comes from God, you wouldn't need to work or labor to have them. Anything you labor to work, it comes from your work. Didn't you hear what they tell you? They said their faith without works, it's dead. Their faith without their works is dead. So you see, their faith is right there. Faith without works is dead. He said, just as body without spirit is dead. That's a lie. My body is without spirit, and I'm not dead. My body is. Children are not a gift from God, and they are not a reward from any God, and children are not fruit of the womb. So, what are children? If you say they are not this, children are I already shared it, you can read it. Children are natural reincarnated living being. They were yesterday, they are today, and they will be tomorrow. And that's us. That's why when you say your ancestors are in one spiritual world and you are praying for you, that's bullshit. No, you are the ancestors you're talking about. That's why spirituality is a belief. When you believe there is a higher force or your ancestors somewhere that are communicating with you, no. The only thing that is communicating with you is the universe. And it does that through your fellow human beings, through animals, through trees, everything in the universe. You are one with them. Children are not slaves that need to be trained. It's religion that taught you to train your children. You don't supposed to train your children. You live with your children. And it's the same religion that cause war in your land and make life so hard that you have to leave your children now to go abroad to make money. and leave your children. The more that time you left your children there, they are no longer, understanding anything from you. They begin to learn something else. Then they give you school where you send your children to. Okay, imagine our people that say they are ordinary. You see them come online or in their gathering saying ordinary. They are talking about ordinary. Yeah, they are sending their children to Western school. Those schools the white people were established for us. Their children. So that's why when they talk, I say, no, we haven't even started. That's why I'm calling us to wake up. When we wake up, that's when we build our own school. When our children go to school, it's the same thing we're supposed to be teaching them at home that they will be teaching them in the school. So you will see that you don't even need that school that much. Because you see many graduates today, they are useless. Many graduates, they are unemployed too in our land. Yet people are still training their children in school. So why? To learn how to speak English. Because they think that speaking good English means intelligence. It is not. Many of them speak better English than me, but I'm more intelligent than them. One word, I cripple all their decrees. I cripple whatever they believe. Then they say, "You are Dima, get out from here. I don't have time. I thought I come here to have a disco." I say, "What? You believe in God and you educated. You want me to? What are you engaging me with?" That's what they train you to be doing, arguing for what does not exist as if it exists. Have you seen people arguing about the existence of the sun? But you see educated people sit down arguing about the existence of God. This thing said there's God. This science said there's a scientific proof that there is God. Idiot. Let that God himself speak. That's the only proof. When Jesus was talking about his father, Philip said to him, "Show us the Father." That's enough for us. Stop making all this noise. There is God, there is God. Let God show up. Children are not slaves to be trained. They tell you that in Proverbs 22 verse 6. They say, train up a child in the way he should go. When he grow up, he will not depart from it. And that's what we are still suffering today. Our parents train us up in the way the slave master wanted us to grow. That's how we're still going. Is there any African that will say anything without quoting the Bible or saying something that relates to Bible? Because that's what we are grow up to, or Quran or Torah. That's what we know. Even people ordinary, they talk Jesus. They believe in the Bible. They believe in the Torah. And they say that they're not ordinary. They believe, yeah, Bible, we're in the Bible. Bible is for us. No, it's not. It's Bible, it's slave manual. Also in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4, it says, "Fathers, do not provoke them, but bring them up, train them in the admonition of God." Admonition of God. Which God are you talking about? Admonition of God, the slave master. The admonition of white men. That's what we are training our children into. But naturally, children don't need training. Children supposed to learn through example, not through school. You flogging them, discipline, that's bullshit. They're supposed to learn by living with you. I know when I was growing up like that, as firstborn, certain people will come to our house, my father will want me to be around as firstborn. And in some meeting, when elders are going to meeting, they always go with their first son, because that's the one that will represent them when they go. So he start learning from the beginning. Nobody forcing him. Oh, you must say no. He just sits in the meeting, listening to the elders talking. Those things are being registered in him. So when he grow up, he will also teach his siblings and others, because the firstborn son automatically replaces the father when the father dies. But are we still doing that today? No. I want to go to Cambridge. Okay, see many African students in Ukraine. Some of them will die, some will not. But think about that. How many Ukrainians are students in Nigeria? How many Ukrainians are students in Africa? How many of them? When you see some of them, they are big shots in Africa, making money, having big companies in Africa. Think about that. They made us to train our children as slaves, because we are having children as slaves. So we bring them up as slaves. That's why it hurts our parents that we are no longer in their religion. We no longer believe in God. We no longer believe in Jesus. It hurt them because they train us up so that when we grow up, we will not depart from it. But to show you that human beings are greater than God, we have departed from it. Like me, I am free indeed. There is no force that can make me to go back to God. There's no force that can make me to go back to Jesus. It's like saying that Jesus will come again, which can never happen. He never came before and they can never come again. It's impossible for Jesus to come again or to come. It's also impossible for me to go back to God or to Jesus. I can never be a Muslim. I can never be a Christian. I can never be a Jew. I can never belong to any religion all my life, today and tomorrow. Children are not providers. Children are not providers. But that's what religion has made our parents. They have children as providers. So they are using them as cheap. They will use to win something. So when I grow old, let me have children. I don't know the one that will take care of me. And you have kinsmen, you have family. They are so divided us that they taught us to be selfish as they are. They commanded us to be like them, even twice more. We are no longer having parents that are leaving inheritance for their children or connected to a family or to kinsmen. No, it's me and my wife and my children. Me and my wife and my children. Me and my wife and my children. Where is your family? Where is your sibling? I mean, your kinsman? No, we don't want third party. You don't want third party. But when you want to go marry that wife, you invited third party. When you want to do wedding, you invited third party. Now, because things are moving well for you, you don't want third party. Then when you die, you want third party to come and bury you and stay away too. No, they will, now you dead. They will show you that they are still here. And that's why you see me. You say, oh, all the wicked people, village people, this widow, they take everything from her. That's stupid. You don't know what happened. Yeah, she will be crying. Oh, see how they're treating me and my children. Yeah, when the man was alive, how were you living? Do you know those kinsmen? Do you acknowledge them? Do you even respect them? Now it's happening. You're crying and you want us, some of them come to social media. What they did to me, I say, those things don't move me anymore. They lie to you in everything in the school. And now I know that they lied. All those things. Do you think you are sharing whatever on Facebook or social media will move me? No. Let me hear the other side too. I'm not a believer. They believe God's side of story. But they don't want to hear devil's side of the story. And they keep blaming devil and praising God. No. Don't judge by what you hear. And don't judge by what they pretend to do. Ask questions. Go deep. You will find out their testimonies are lies. You begin to know why those people, because there's no way the whole people will gang up against one woman in the family. No. And why there is no reason for there to be anyone ganging up if they were living with their family and kinsmen as they're supposed to be. But those they're living in abroad where they don't care about what is going on. Then when they come, okay, because we have money, everybody must bow. Not everybody bow to that bullshit. Not everybody. There are some poor people, they don't care about what you have. If you don't respect them when you are alive, they don't care when you are dead. Like me, as poor as I am. Children are not a gift from God. Children are not the fruit of the womb. Oh Lord, bless me with the fruit of the womb. God give me fruit of no. There's no such thing as the fruit of the womb. Children are not slaves to be trained. Children are you are part of some people like you to live with. You live with them. They learn from by seeing you doing that. They learn from that. Don't you see when you are cooking, your child come to also do something, or when you are washing or doing, he comes around or she comes around. That's how they grow up learning those things. But that one you beat into them, you force them. That turned them away from nature. When you train people, they are no longer human beings. You train them, they begin to behave like animals. The military men or the army or the soldiers, they are example. You see somebody that was so weak, they train them. He begin to behave like machine or like animals. Now he can kill, can do whatever. He's trained. That's what training does. Human beings don't need to be trained. They need to live. When we live together, we learn from one another. That's how we grow. So children don't supposed to provide for parents. The parents are the one that's supposed to provide for their children. Okay? Then, as I said earlier, there is no God that calls or chooses anyone. We are children. We are offspring of our parents, our ancestors. We are not children of God. We are not offspring of God. No, we are not. No one has seen God at any time. Anyone that is telling you there is God or God this, God that, that person is an impostor, a liar, and a thief. You don't need such person around you. You don't need to entertain such person. That person is a stranger you should treat as a stranger, whether they are your family or in your community. You should treat them as strangers they are, because they are misguided ministers telling you to worship a God they have not seen, telling you to believe in a God they have not seen. So they are lying. Understand that the Arabs and the Europeans who gave you that holy book you are holding, you call it Torah, you call it Bible, you call it Quran, they invaded us, caught us, not called us, no God called us, they caught us, they divided us, they miseducated us, they lied to us about everything and made us to believe their lies against ourselves, against our ancestors, against our history, our story. But we are waking up. That is the joy. We are waking up. Look at me. Some years ago, I was preaching God of Israel. I was preaching Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Look at me. I am no longer a Christian. I am no longer a believer. Look at me. And I have some of them also online who are no longer Muslims, who are no longer Jews, who are no longer religious. Look at me. The knowledge of factual truth has set me free. I don't see white man anymore as greater than me. I don't see white man anymore as one who gave me civilization. I don't see white man anymore as one who gave me science, who gave me technology. No, I see them as what they are: thieves, robbers. I don't see them as saints. That's why I hate celebrating Valentine's Day. They are not saints of any kind. Have you guys entered Lent? Stupid people. Africans, why should you be observing Lent? For what? Then, after you believe that stupid idiot dead on the cross is your Savior, is your Lord, and then you want me to come and argue with you? No. You must wake up, Africans. We must wake up to end their oppression. We have been oppressed. We are the oppressed in the world. None of them is our friend. They are our enemies. And you must be stupid to continue loving your enemies, to continue praying for those who persecute you, to continue doing good to those who are doing ill to you. You must be stupid to be doing that. I refuse to be that stupid anymore. I am intelligent being. and I have decided to live so. I was born to live, explore, and enjoy life without God, without Jesus, without heaven, without hellfire, without Satan, without devil, but with my fellow human beings, with the animals, and with the trees, with every other things that are in this world. This is our world. We are the people of the world. We are not the people of God. And we are here to make this world a better place. Let us wake up. The world is waiting for us. The world is in the hand of the wicked one now. The wicked one is the slave master. The world is in the hand of the God of this world, the one that forced us to believe in God we have not seen or can see. The world is in their hand, waiting for us to wake up so that we can restore our power and recover our heritage from their hand and teach the world again how to live humanly, having peace and prosperity for all. Gordon.